Hello, my name is Mike Spencer, the Executive Director of All In Guatemala. When it comes to breakfast, the chicken is a participant, but the pig is all in. That is how most of our volunteers describe their involvement in our effort to improve the quality of life in Guatemala. Our mission started in 2007 within our local church and grew substantially, making it necessary for us to form our own 501c3 organization. Our programs focus on the indigenous Mayan people of the highlands of Guatemala, one of the poorest countries in the world and in one of the poorest sections of that country. Let me tell you how different we are. Most groups focus on one or two programs, but our holistic approach offers an array of 12 programs. That is another reason for the all-in name. Our goals are to improve wellness and economic stability. To make it happen, we must build relationships with the people there. Many other nonprofits collect your money and send it to a partner who supposedly does the work. In contrast, we are involved year-round through volunteer management working with local coordinators. We work directly with our material suppliers, so there are no middlemen. Our administrative overhead is less than 4%. For many who claim to be nonprofit, that number could approach 85 to 90%. The net cost to the donor for each of our products is generally around 25% of the fees charged by other groups. By providing the best quality product for much lower cost, we can generate a higher volume and reach a greater number of disadvantaged people whom we work with, not for. We're different and intend to stay that way. Okay, today I'm going to offer you a deal. If you can show me another humanitarian organization that is more efficient than ours, I will write you a check. Okay, so much for my 60-second elevator pitch. I am going to let our friend Paul Cameron tell you some of the details.
Hello, everyone. You'll be hard-pressed to find someone as passionate about what they're doing as these volunteers. Let me give you some of the details. Now, to put things in perspective, Guatemala is located adjacent to the southern border of Mexico. It is closer to Charlotte, North Carolina than Salt Lake City, Utah. The once highly sophisticated Mayans were overrun by the Spanish, who pushed the indigenous people into less desirable lands. They have experienced repeated conflicts. The last was a 30-year civil war that ended in 1996. Most of the people All In Guatemala deals with have nothing, according to our definition of material wealth, but they are rich by other measures in ways we may have lost. We are in no way trying to change their culture. From a geopolitical standpoint, Guatemala is made up of 22 districts and 340 municipalities within those districts. All In Guatemala focuses on the municipality of Chichicastenango. Chichi, for short, is featured in the book of 1,000 Places to Visit Before You Die due to its colorful twice-a-week open market and its cathedral dating back to 1540. Within the municipality, there are 89 self-governing communities called cantons, with a total population approximately 150,000. The average family is composed of 7 people, with an average family annual income around $1,500 U.S. Corn tortillas 3 times a day is the staple diet. Around 3% of the population is over the age of 50, so the average lifespan is much shorter than that in the U.S. The first category of All In Guatemala programs deals with wellness. The annual mission trip sponsors a team of medical and dental professionals and assistants who treat residents of remote areas that would otherwise have no access to care. The medical team partners with Salud y Paz, a non-governmental organization that provides resources for additional follow-up and specialty care. 2 other programs are geared towards wellness. All In Guatemala assists families with vented stoves and water filter systems. Can you imagine the health problems caused by breathing toxic air produced by an open-pit fire burning on the dirt floor inside your home? For $39, we can eliminate the smoke for an average family of 7 people. Other organizations operating there require an average donation of $150 for what could be considered an inferior stove. Our stoves are also more energy efficient, requiring less than 50% of the wood currently used in open-pit cooking. Would you feel safe drinking water directly from a river or stream, especially in an environment where that stream is also used for sanitation? The Guatemalan government recently told the people there was no drinkable water in the country, but did not provide any plan for improvement. For another $39, our simple water filter system can provide pure drinking water for the family. Others are asking for over $100 for a water filter system that will need replacing every 3 or 4 years, whereas ours should last more than 10 years before the filter needs replacement. Each community is visited before programs are begun, and audits are done after a few years to make sure the products are still functioning properly. All In Guatemala has other programs geared to enhance economic development through education. The area surrounding Chichi is poorly suited for agriculture development and has few natural resources. Economic development is desperately needed. When the people there were asked how they could best be helped, the number one response was to assist children get an education so they could help the entire community as they mature. Our very first program was to offer scholarships to keep children in school, as many drop out at a very early age to help support the family. Our program has seen most sponsored students stay in school to graduation. Several have gone on to pursue a college degree. Language is a barrier to many. Rather than seeing young Quiche-speaking children fall behind or drop out of school because they don't understand their Spanish-speaking teachers, All In Guatemala has a proactive Spanish program aimed at teaching preschoolers the Spanish language as well as other skills. Older kids and adults are given an opportunity for better jobs through our Saturday English classes. Most of these youth also joined the basic computer classes, utilizing used computers provided by U.S. donors. Because all these classes are held on each Saturday of the school year, dedicated teachers who are in school through the week can also teach these classes. Again, reflecting on cost effectiveness, All In Guatemala is able to offer these 7 classes for the same price as one class offered by a local for-profit company. Subsequently, All In Guatemala started a computer learning center within a dedicated space at our sister church in the Chucam Canton. Once several computers were installed, internet capability was added, and the learning center became available 5 days each week, Monday through Friday. This facility acts as a library for research and is the only resource available to most students. Today, there are few avenues for job opportunities in Chichi, no industry or manufacturing. Given the importance of the family and the fear of gang violence in the larger cities, very few people move from Chichi to areas with better opportunities. To promote local economic development, we have a very successful microfinance loan program to aid in starting small cottage industries or expanding an existing operation that might begin to employ a second person. The pay-it-forward concept assures that peer pressure will guarantee repayment for a neighbor of a loan recipient to receive their loan. The last category, called the glue, is built around developing relationships with the people. After years of working in the area, the people trust us. Women's Bible study, which the men attend as well, vacation Bible school, and sports clinics with various ages of children are all conducted during our trips there. While we are firmly a Christian-based organization, our aid is offered to all of God's children without regard to religion, race, sex, or any other form of discrimination. You haven't heard me mention the word work even once. Once again, this group is different. The trips are not your typical work team trips. We learned early on that these people do not need our labor. They are more productive doing things their way, and they have time to provide the labor. The physical work is done year-round by the residents under the supervision of our local coordinators. Their labor in implementing these programs gives them pride of ownership and preserves their dignity, which isn't the case when things are simply given away. In everything All In Guatemala does, there is a monetary cost for each participant. No matter how small it may seem to us, it is still an investment in the program. Of those 89 cantons, communities mentioned earlier, we've already worked with many. Our goal is to reach all 89 by 2025. Our success depends on our ability to raise the necessary funds. Back to the initial offer. So far, we have not had anyone identify a more efficient humanitarian organization, so we can keep our check and hopefully we can have earned the right to ask for yours. Please consider making a donation. But there are other ways you can get involved. We are constantly looking for team volunteers to help keep overhead to a minimum. You are invited on a trip, which are typically in March during their dry season. Once there, you'll see firsthand their very real need and all in Guatemala's successes.
Wow. I certainly want to thank Paul Cameron for his voice and those fine folks over at PhotoVision who have worked so hard to put this video together. You have heard a lot because I think we have a lot to tell. There is one more thing you will want to know. Once you have made a donation to All In Guatemala, it is not like seeing your money go down a black hole. As fundraisers, one of our guiding principles is transparency. We provide donors with reports and pictures that detail every step in the process of how your funds have been used accordingly to your designation. If there are any questions or interest in getting involved with us in any way, please contact us. We have set some lofty goals and hope people like you help keep us all in Guatemala. Thank you very much.